Welcome to Chamber Connect. I'm your host, Deb Newman, President and CEO of the Bangor Region Chamber of Commerce. And we have a special guest joining us. Jeff Pangburn is here. Jeff currently serves as chair of the Bangor Region Leadership Institute. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me, Deb. Happy to be here.
Well, I'm excited to talk about BRLI.
Yes.
I went through the program. I'm a graduate of the class of 2000. You graduated when?
Class of 2019, best class forever.
I was waiting for that.
Yes, of course.
Anybody I've met, or everybody I've met rather, who has been through the BRLI program, the BRLI experience, that's exactly what they say.
Exactly.
Best class ever, best thing I ever did. So let's talk about it. For you listening and you're going, well, what is BRLI? Why should I care about this? Tell us about what it is.
Sure. Yeah, I'll start. The mission of BRLI is to educate, challenge, inspire, engage, and connect leaders for the future of the Bangor region. So it's a leadership development program that was developed almost 30 years ago here in the Bangor region by some civic leaders that recognized there was a small group of people that were volunteering and serving in the community, and they determined that they needed to help develop the skill set so that there'd be another generation of leaders coming through. Put this program together, and it has grown from there and continued for, as I said, almost 30 years. We now have 500 alumni in the community that have gone through the program. So it's a great program and has been a big part of this region for a long time.
Why did you decide to get involved with BRLI?
Yeah, good question, Deb. I was new to the Bangor region. I'm from Aroostook County and I moved to Bangor and I was very happy to be here. And I saw it as a great opportunity to learn about the region, build a network, and also I like to continue to improve my own skills. I thought it was a good opportunity for me to work on my leadership skills, and I got a lot out of it. I had what I call a transformative experience that has really improved my work and personal life from that moment forward.
And now you continue to be involved with the program as a volunteer.
Yes, I'm one of those that went through the program and never left. I joined the steering committee the year after I graduated from the program, and I've served in numerous capacities. I've been treasurer, vice chair, and now I'm chair. And honestly, this has been more fun than going through the program. I get to stay connected with the class and help guide the direction of the program, which has been really rewarding and fun.
Well, let's talk about some of the logistics or the details of the program. First of all, you have to apply.
Correct. So applications are out now. It is a competitive application process. And the steering committee has put together what we think is a really fair and equitable selection process. And so I would encourage applicants to take that process seriously. And once accepted into the program, it's about 9 months. There's 9 class days, one day per month. And each of those days has a specific theme. And we keep a similar structure each year, but we try to update the themes to keep it as relevant for today's leaders as possible. Some of the themes might be an education day, healthcare, transportation and connectivity, the entertainment sector, which has become a big part of our economy in the region. So each day we focus on those different sectors. We have leadership specific training with a professional trainer. We've added a book club, so each class will read a leadership book and reflect on it together. And they also work with a nonprofit partner to complete a project together as a team. So they really do some valuable work and learn lessons through that process to help develop their leadership skills and put that to work in the real world.
You're listening to Chamber Connect. I'm Deb Newman with Jeff Pangburn. We're talking about Bangor Region Leadership Institute, which is a program of the Bangor Region Chamber of Commerce. One of the things that I enjoyed most about the program, going through it myself, was I think it was the first day we did a personality assessment. I don't know what it was called.
Yeah, so we've done a couple of different things, but like a communication assessment, it's a personal assessment. And for me, that was the biggest takeaway that I personally had, In day one, we ask our class members to take an assessment of themselves. And then on the second day, we review that and kind of learn about it. And it teaches you a little bit about your own personal communication style. You can learn that it may be different from other people's. It is different. And once you can identify that in yourself and identify others' communication styles, you can adapt your communication to have better outcomes. And I remember it was like a light bulb went off. When I read my assessment, we went through the training, I said to myself, I have had almost that exact conversation with somebody at work, and I didn't understand why we were not connecting. And I realized that we were just coming from different perspectives. And once I had that training, I've been able to adapt my communication style, and that was a big part of the program for me personally. And I think it's a really valuable part that each of our classes gets to take away from the program.
Yeah, I found that to be true as well, and I still use what I learned that first day in my work and in my life. And it's, when you find yourself perhaps having some conflict with somebody, or you're just not connecting, I go back to that and go, oh, okay, I need to approach this person
exactly
this way instead of that way. It's really helpful. And that's one of many great takeaways from this program. The other thing that I like about it, and I'm sure you will agree to this, is the classes are they're limited in size.
Correct.
Like 20-ish?
Around 24-ish. There's not an exact number, but that's a good number for most spaces that we visit.
Yeah. And it's a very diverse mix of participants in each class. And there was a volunteer committee working with Shelley Riley, who is the director of programs at the Chamber. She's amazing, who reviews all of the applications. And to your point earlier, if you want to apply for the program, take the time, because it's competitive.
Yes.
To ensure that, first of all, participants are committed to the process, to the program, and also that there is diverse representation.
Yeah, that's a great point you make, Deb. I think we've got a diverse set of industries that are represented, as well as experience levels. So really younger or more emerging leaders that have some potential that they want to develop, to kind of mid-career, to even later career people that want to fine-tune. There's something that I think everybody can learn in that process. If you have a little bit more experience, it gives you an opportunity to maybe try a different leadership style, and you can apply it within the class, and younger, less experienced people can learn from those folks. And again, the different industries there, I'm a big advocate for trades and the blue collar professions. I think there's a lot of opportunity for folks to develop leadership within those sectors. I really think that there's an opportunity for smaller organizations to kind of outsource their leadership training to this program. It's hard to develop those types of curriculums in a smaller company. This is a great way to do it. If you see an employee in your organization that you think you want to help them get to the next level, I would encourage them to apply for this program. It's 1 day a month, so it's a little time commitment, but it's something you can easily absorb and really develop the talent within your own staff to help your organization grow. I think the diversity is one of the strengths that we've enjoyed, and it's important to us.
And it's 1 day a month, so applications are due in June?
Yeah, so the applications are out now. We will probably get the assessments completed by mid to late June and have those determinations made. And the class will start in October and finish in May.
It finishes in May. You mentioned each class, there's one class a month, has a different theme,
Correct.
If you will, and also goes to a different location.
Yes.
And that's something that I loved about the program, and that I hear from others who have been through the program, that through this process, you get to go to places, and you get to go inside places that you likely otherwise never would have been able to access, or even necessarily knew existed.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're very fortunate that we have great relationships with so many companies and organizations around the region, and they open their doors for us. They host us. So each month, as you said, is in a different location. And yeah, you get to kind of pull back the curtain and see what makes this city work. And, and we vary that year to year to keep it fresh, but we might get a tour of the hospitals, maybe a manufacturing plant. We've been at the waterfront concert venue. UTC, we go to visit the airport and see behind the scenes and see the technology that actually makes an airport run. We get to visit Life Flight and see how that organization is helping to keep Mainers safe and provide healthcare to our rural communities. So that's a huge benefit, and I know I learned a lot about the region and met a lot of people and made connections, and that keeps it fun and educational, and we really appreciate the organizations that host us each year. We really want to say thank you.
And I've had conversations with individuals who went through the program who grew up in the Bangor region and said to me, I grew up here. I lived here. I spent my whole life here. I didn't know about this. It was through BRLI that I learned, or I got to go to this place or that place. And many have said to me, and you've probably heard this as well, it's because of BRLI that I've chosen to stay here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, we've heard those stories over and over. It's like, I knew it was there, I've driven by, but until I went in and saw the work that was being done, I had no idea. I'll share one for me. I shared it with the class recently that UTC, I was aware of its existence, but until I toured it and saw the facility, I had no idea of what a resource we have available. And so after going there, one of my sons ended up attending, and that's kind of shaped his life journey. And I don't know that would have happened had we not had that opportunity to tour UTC and see what was available there.
That's really cool. Everybody has those stories. That's what's great about this. And the other thing that we touched on, but you're in this class with 20 or so other people. It's likely that on the first day, and we see this all the time, you get there the first day, that first morning, and I've experienced this and you've experienced this, and nobody's talking to each other. Yeah. And it's early, and it's like your first day of school, and it's kind of uncomfortable, and they all have their little granola bars, and they're just not sure what they're supposed to do, and by the end of the day, they're best friends.
Yes.
It's like you see these, and you can't shut them up.
Yeah, it's so fun to see the classes bond. You're right. People tend to be a bit nervous. They're unsure of what they're about to experience. Yep. Some people may know some people, but there's a lot of new connections being made, and they bond very quickly. And through the course of the whole program, there's lifelong friendships that are made, and professional connections that you have people you can now reach out to with questions when you have challenges. You probably now have somebody that's experienced that and can help guide you through it. And the bonding of each of the classes is so fun to watch.
It's really fun to watch. And you're right, it is a lifelong connection. I'm still in touch with my classmates, and we've helped each other through our professional careers and personal lives. It's incredible. And I think you touched on something, speaking to employers. Not only if you're an employer, and there are many employers, including your employer,
yes.
I mentioned
please.
Bangor Savings
yes.
Bank, who recognizes the value in this program and sets aside funding to have people apply to go through the program. Because employers recognize not only is it a great way to develop leadership skills, but it's great for retention.
Correct.
Because if your employer is willing to invest in you in that way, you're more likely as an employee to appreciate that and stay with that employer.
Yeah, absolutely. Great point. And we're very fortunate. We've got great relationships with many organizations, and I do think they see it as an opportunity to invest in their staff, which is great for attraction and retention and developing talent in their organizations. But I think it's also an investment in the region and kind of a recognition of the rising tide raises all boats. It is worth investing in the region as a whole. So we really appreciate that support. So, and there's a number of ways that organizations can support the BRLI program. We do run on sponsorships. That's part of our funding model, and we greatly appreciate the organizations that choose to sponsor us. Sending class members and sending class or applications each year is a great way to do it. Hosting us and providing speakers and providing your talent to share with our class members is a great way. So there's a number of ways that companies can get involved, and we really appreciate all of those efforts.
And we need to wrap up momentarily, but the website is brliexperience.org. Bangor Region Leadership Institute, and you also have Facebook and
Yeah,
social.
we're on social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram.
And I also want to mention, if you're listening and you're thinking, boy, that's something I would be interested in, but I'm a small business or I'm a solo entrepreneur, you're welcome to it too. You don't have to be employed by a large employer to apply to participate.
Yes, it's a very affordable program. Again, thanks in large part to our sponsors that make it feasible. So the total tuition for the year training is, I think, $1,325, so $1,300. Very affordable, even for self-employed or very small companies.
Yeah.
And we do have scholarship programs available as well. So folks that are kind of on the fence, I don't know if I want to invest this, I would encourage you to check it out, apply for a scholarship, and we may be able to help make that happen for you, and would love to see you participate.
Awesome. And if you have questions, certainly check out brliexperience.org. You can also call us at the Chamber, 207-947-0307. We're happy to answer any questions that you have. Thank you, Jeff Pangburn, for joining us to talk about BRLI. We appreciate having you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Deb. It was a pleasure.
You've been listening to Chamber Connect. I'm your host, Deb Newman. Thanks for tuning in.